This is my $100 million business partner playbook on what we look for as criteria for making the fatal or fantastic decision of who to partner with. Let's dive on in. One of the most important criteria we use when picking a business partner is, do they align with our core values? We have 6 core values, and we look really thoughtfully at if they are inspirational, if they are disciplined, if they are aligned, if they are transparent, if they are accountable, and if they are results-oriented whenever we're looking at a potential business partner. You see, it's easy for sometimes people to show that they're results-oriented, but are they actually disciplined? Do they do the things that they say that they're going to do? Are they transparent in being able to have real, honest conversations? We were about to partner with this couple a few months ago, and they wouldn't communicate back to us whenever we would outbound them. We would have great meetings in person, and there were no red flags when in person. But as soon as we would leave and go off and lawyers would start having their conversations about drafting these agreements, they would go radio silent. And for us, that was such an interesting indicator because they really weren't valuing our core value of transparency. It was like everything was this mystery and we didn't really know what was going on. If you don't know what's going on and don't feel confident before you get into the partnership, there is no way that there is going to be a lot of great, phenomenal communication during the partnership. Why is that? Because there was no signs of great communication ahead of time. They're not just going to magically turn into different people just because you've partnered. So really assessing what your core values are and how your potential partners are in alignment or aren't in alignment, and having your eyes wide open is one of the most valuable things that you can do when assessing a partnership. My next criteria for whether or not somebody is going to be a terrible or phenomenal partner is, do they invest time and financial resources into developing themselves? Do they read books? Do they take courses? Do they go to events? How are they investing in themselves? Because if they aren't spending time and money in themselves to grow and develop, they're not going to be able to keep up with us, because we invest significant time and money to develop ourselves and our skill sets. But if the partners aren't already investing time and money and don't really show any interest in doing that before we're partnering with them, we're not going to partner with them, because we know eventually they are going to become stagnant. Even if they have this great skill set now, they aren't in this habit that high performers often have, which is, I'm going to invest time and money into myself to get to this next level. When you're thinking about partnering with somebody, you have to be honest about whether or not they know what they don't know. Part of why we are such phenomenal partners with the Cardones is we know what Grant and Elena's strengths are, and we know what mine and my husband's strengths are. We also know what all of our weaknesses are. We know what we don't know, and we don't pretend like we know something that we don't know. Why? There's nobody who is great at all aspects of business. That is ego, that is narcissism speaking. Nobody is actually great at all things in business. It's just not possible. You should not partner with somebody who doesn't know what they don't know and is willing to outsource, to hire, or to develop those skill sets. A vital partnership criteria is looking at the people that they have in their lives. Do they have thriving relationships with family members, with their spouse, with their friends, with the people that make up their life? If there's lots of problems with the people that are in their life, why do you think that that is? They chose those people. And people can criticize me for saying this, but I am a huge believer that you are going to replicate the relationships that you have, regardless of what type of relationship it is. If you have a bad relationship with your spouse and you are super critical of that person in front of me, I know that you are going to be super critical of me when I'm not there. If you're critical of your children, or you're super critical of your friends and really negative, or you gossip about them, you are going to bring that same type of relationship to our relationship. So watching how they interact with other people and seeing if they have people in their life that they believe in, that they love, that they support, that they are interested in the success of, that's an awesome indicator that they are going to be great partners. But if the people in their life are shoddy, they wouldn't be people that you would want to spend any time with, and the person badmouths and gossips about them, know that they will do the exact same thing to you in the partnership, and they are not people that you should be partnering with. This should go without saying, but it doesn't. Is the person ethical? Do you agree with the ethics that they have? If I found out that one of my partners was cheating on their spouse, I would terminate the partnership immediately. If I found out that they were having fraudulent interactions with the IRS, I would terminate the partnership immediately. My ethics are a representation of what I believe to be true about my environment. My ethics are important to me. I cannot have around me people who don't also value ethics and how they show up in their relationships with other people around the rules and regulations of how you do business, how you are in relationships, and overall how you do life. And you cannot afford to take those types of risks. Does the person have healthy daily habits? How do they take care of themselves? Do they care about the way that they look? Do they care to make sure that they are presentable? Do they show up and go to the gym and just have a sense of normalcy in the way that they choose to live their life? These daily habits, the things that they do every single day, are very telling. If their life is a roller coaster and they're up and down and sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're really bad and they don't really have successful daily habits in place, it's not likely that they're going to be able to be in a partnership with me where I am very consistent and I am very regimented and I like structure and there's a lot of control in the environment because their daily habits do not align with my daily habits. I want somebody who can show up every single day, who can create inspiration every single day, and who chooses to take care of the things that they do every day and approaches it with a level of seriousness. If they aren't serious about the things that they do every single day, it's not likely that they're going to end up being a great partner because it's going to be sporadic and it's going to change frequently and you're never going to know what to expect. We one time partnered with this person that would sleep in until like 12 o'clock because they would have late nights with clients. Do you think that that makes her a great partner? We would never know when this guy was or wasn't going to show up. It was very inconsistent. He was very sporadic. And if we really would have looked at his daily habits before partnering with him, we would have seen these signs. But instead, we decided to partner. And then he did what he was already doing in the partnership, but we had expected him to change. So moving forward, we pay attention to those types of things. What are your daily habits like? If you're able to have consistency, we are likely going to be great partners. My next criteria is something that can be difficult to measure, but can be found out through the way that they talk about work. Do they want to work as hard as you want to work? What is the lifestyle that they are trying to create through their business? If they are wanting to figure out how to do a 4-hour work week, is that in alignment with you also wanting to do a 4-hour work week? If both of you guys are on the same page about that, fantastic. What I've found is most people do not want to work as hard as I want to work. I'm interested in working late nights, early mornings, and I don't really believe that there are such things as weekends. Why? I have wild goals that are so unattainable in this lifetime that drive me and push me and inspire me and make me work very hard. But if somebody comes into this environment and wants the goal, wants the target, but doesn't think of work as the way that they get there and wants to minimize work and do less work all the time and take things off of their plate, then what I know is going to happen is I'm going to end up doing their work. Well, if I'm going to do your work, why am I partnering with you? We one time partnered with this business owner who we had a lot of success very early on, but when we were 8 months into the partnership, they were already wanting to take all of these weekends off and start planning vacations. And my husband and I looked at each other thinking, we haven't even finished the first quarter of this game. Like, we have just started this game. We're still figuring out how each other are playing and what the outcome is going to be. Like, we're in this thing. And our partners were acting like we had 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, as if we had just put all this effort in and we should be already reaping the rewards of that time and energy spent. And we looked at each other and just thought, this is going to be a bad partnership because they do not view work the way that we view work. If they're interested in just trying to figure out how to make a business work so they can get out of the business and work as little as possible so that they can spend time doing other things, they're not going to be the right fit for us. So you have to know, how much do you want to work? How much do you want to sacrifice? And be okay with whatever the answer to that question is for you, but then also expect that the person that you're going to partner with is in alignment with whatever your set standard is. And finally, if they don't want to have fun, we do not want to partner with them. Now, this might seem a little contradictory because I just said we want to work really hard. and we want to work hours and hours and hours on weekends and mornings and evenings. We want to work, but the work should also have fun. I want to have fun in the work that we do. I don't want our team to feel oppressed. I don't want this organization to feel like everything is just heavy and difficult and frustrating all the time. So our partners need to know how to bring fun and excitement into the business in the same way that we bring fun and excitement into our business, so that our culture can actually be an extension of us. That is the only way that you create a successful business. It's through having a culture and a team that is in alignment with what you want to create, how you want to create it, so that you can actually enjoy the process instead of only thinking about the destination of the partnership. So now you know what my criteria are for a great partner inside our business. And if you fit all of these criteria, go to cardoneventures.com/partnerships. We are always looking for remarkable people to partner with, but only if you fit all of our criteria. Now, I am curious, in partners, what are your criteria? Let me know in the comments. I'm super curious to find out if I missed something. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I release videos every single week and look forward to seeing you next time.